Hi, this is Clinton with BrainBit Studios, and I'm going to take you on a quick introduction to TinyPNG for Unity. So if you've done any web development, you're probably familiar with the need to keep your images small. And there's some really cool tools that have been developed for doing that so that you maximize bandwidth and give users a good experience. Now, keeping images small and compressed and all that sort of thing is also an issue that we confront when we are doing mobile development for iOS, Android, or what have you, and even for some of these micro consoles. So I figured what better way to get some of those problems solved than to bring some of the solutions from the web to Unity. And one of the best solutions I have found to date for getting these images compressed down is TinyPNG. So this is their site. You can, if you wanted to manually compress images, you could come here and drop them in and do it all manually. But really for our work in Unity and that sort of thing, it's not practical to do it that way. So this plugin allows us to use the developer API that the folks at TinyPNG have made available. And it's, I think, quite nice and speeds up the workflow a fair bit. So first, what you're going to want to do is go and get a copy of the plugin. You can get it off the asset store, and you want to get it, installed and all that crap. You can access the window by simply going to Window, TinyPNG. Now I've already opened it up and set it up over here, just to expedite things. But it'll be a window like normal. You can drag it and dock it wherever you want in your editor. So first we need to get the API key. So to do that, you're going to want to go to the TinyPNG website. It's just https tinypng.com. I'll have this down in the doobly-doo on the video. And you go to Developer API, and you punch in your email and your name. They'll send you an email. You can confirm who you are, and then they'll take you to your page where you can get your API. Very, very simple, very straightforward. When you want to access your API again, you can, if you've forgotten what your API key is, you can just punch in your email right here, and you'll be taken right to that page and be able to look at your stuff. So very straightforward, very easy, and I'm very impressed with their solution. So once we're inside Unity, you're going to want to paste your API key right here, and then we need to specify the path for the images that we're going to compress. Now, the path right here is localized to the assets folder. So if we left this empty, we would do everything, all the PNGs and JPEGs in the assets folder. You can also specify a specific directory that you want to do. In this case, we're going to be doing example, which is this guy right here. And you can see the hierarchy is just, assets example. This leading slash is not necessary, but you can do it too for just clarity's sake. I automatically check whether or not there's a slash there and clean the path and all that sort of thing. So you're safe however you want to do that. Overwrite, you have the option of overwriting images. This is particularly useful if you're doing it with, say, a prefab and you are part of your build pipeline wanting to compress the images down so you can get a little bit more distance out of your optimization without having to go in and redo all the images on prefabs, that sort of thing. So you can overwrite, and the prefabs will automatically update with the new version of the image and such. You can also, if you leave this blank, just get another version of the image there. It could be useful if you're wanting to do have textures that you swap to and they're not part of a prefab, but you want to have them minified or whatever. That's possible with how you manage the override field. So right now I've got 3 images that we're going to be testing. To give you an idea to start out with what we're dealing with in size. So this guy, he's the biggest of them, and he's 2.5 megabytes. This guy is 1.4, and then this fellow here is 1.39 kilobytes. Okay, so we're already dealing with some fairly large stuff over here, and this guy is fairly small. Let's see how it does. So when we go ahead and we hit start, and you'll see a game object is spawned over here. You can look and see the progress for each of your images and how they do. Obviously the triple I one, it's going much faster because it's so much smaller. You have to send these images to their server. They do their magic on them and then they come back. So you really are at the mercy of your bandwidth on this process, but you know, give it time and it will work. So we're still waiting on the body. There it goes. And we re-import all the assets. And because we didn't do the overwrite option, you'll see that we've got a little tiny prefix on the end of this guy and all of them, right? And that's just, you know, help you differentiate. So let's take a look and see how much compression actually occurred. So we got this guy, if you remember, was at 2.5 megabytes, and the compressed version is at 906 kilobytes. So we're talking a decent amount of compression going on right there. And as you can see, looking at the two images in these thumbnails, let's get this out of the way. There really isn't any loss in quality at all. You have the same quality level, just smaller. So hope you guys find this plugin really useful, and if you have any suggestions or bugs or whatever, definitely hit me up. My email's going to be down in the doobly-doo down there, and you can also catch me over on the Unity forums. So very cool. Hope you guys have fun with this plugin and it serves you well.